Okay, members and friends, we're up here by the camp. Seems to me there's some people mad at me, trying to say I'm a heat score. What the hell can you see? That's too far away. Hold on a minute. Okay, people, I have to do this again. Seriously, I had to talk to a camera that wasn't even on. Alright, so here's the gist of it. This is the camp. It's freezing freaking cold out here. I was told 9 crops just rolled through. Scattered everything around, shoot everybody off. So everybody's miserable. Not only that, I guess there was some sort of little news article last week. Now let's keep in mind, they've been doing news articles on the homeless people wherever they go for the last umpteen years, okay? So this is nothing new. But I guess somehow my video is somehow connected to this news article, although I don't get a lot of views on my videos, and if somebody's creeping my videos from the news media, they're not coming to me personally and talking about the foundation and what we represent and what we'd like to see for our community and blah, 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 right? Because apparently some people are upset that somehow by me out here doing videos, something was said or something, and now they're in trouble with somebody else and it's all my fault. Well, no, it's not my fault. Okay? Because this is independent of any government agency. I'm not connected with the police. You know, I'm not connected with the freaking, welfare office, and and I got my own problems. Anyway, the reason I'm out here is because the bank reinstated the nonprofit bank accounts. 21 bank accounts, people. That's something to be pretty damn proud of. 21 bank statements every month, like clockwork, and we get interest on accounts that went dormant. Well, I got the good news today. The bank has reinstated all 21 bank statements and has given us, well, me, a second chance, right? In terms of, keeping up with the system. Because it was the system that closed the accounts. It wasn't the human being. It was the system. If you don't follow the protocol within the system, if you don't do deposits for 2 years, then they're going to think that nobody wants those accounts and they're going to close the accounts on you. Anyway, they've been reinstated. So what I did, so I'm feeling pretty happy about that, saying thank you, Lord, right? I went out and I bought a little bottle of champagne because everything can't be gloomy. This is gloomy, right? Gloomy, 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 and I want the people to know that, we still have a chance, right? Do you see that? Hold on. How does this work? There we go. The lady at the liquor store said this is a good brand. 14 bucks, not that much. And I got some little Dixie cups. I bought 2 just in case because I didn't know. I didn't expect to find a lot of people running around in the mud, but what you gonna do, right? You want to make sure you have enough to share, right? Even if it's just a tablespoon. But right now, I don't know. I'm kind of an outcast. Now I'm on an outcast with the homeless people, right? Because, I talk about real issues, what affects them, and what affects my daughter, and, what could affect me in the future, what could affect my grandson, because we're all poor people, and it seems to be the poor people that are taking the brunt. Right? Do you see this? Okay. This is Surrey First. This is we had just a new mayoral election, November 15th. And this lady that got elected as mayor, well, she was one of the original founders of Surrey First in partnership with Diane Watts in 2005. And then from there, they've been in governing body. And the city councilors and the school trustees are all that we had from last year. So everybody got reelected, landslide. Where prior to that, when Diane Watts was doing her election in 2011, she was up against a 19-year-old, and she came in with a landslide with 10,000. So I don't get these Surrey politics. 1 year you're up against a 19-year-old, and you come in with a landslide, and the next year it's the same old crowd, the same old political bullshit, the same old, oh yes, we're here for the constituency, and we're building up Surrey, and it's a great place to fucking live. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like some people are living too good out here, people. Okay? And the bank stepped up to the plate, still giving us our interest, even though it's 1 cent on the dollar, 1 cent a month or whatever it is for those accounts that have money in those accounts. And I'm going to keep pushing the agenda in terms of, I was talking to somebody over here and she was chewing me up and saying I was talking in circles and blah and blah and blah and blah, and she blamed me for this. I didn't create this. But I said to her, well, what's going to happen when the time runs out? Well, it's private property. Well, yeah, it's private property right now until the city puts pressure on the property owner to, come in with an injunction and have you guys removed out of here. There has to be a backup plan. There has to be solutions. Obviously, city council isn't coming in with any solutions. And and I'm trying. The bank is still believing in us. But again, where's the people? Where's the people? Right now, I'm outside by myself. So anyway, I'm going to go up by the front room and see if anyone wants to have a swig. Hold on. A little celebration swig. All right. Like I said, you can't be gloomy all the time. Gloomy, right? You don't have to go very far to find more homeless people in Surrey. I told you, right? And these fellas, they said, yeah, even though it's gloomy, you still got to crack a few jokes in life and, try and have a little bit of fun, right?
There you go. Exactly, yeah.
So what we're doing here is we're just watching the city engineers just drive by, and in the meantime, we're going to stay focused. And the reason I'm out here today is because it is a celebration. We're not going to crack it open because we're not trying to commit no crimes out here on the streets and drink in public. But just to remind you, I did buy a bottle of champagne. It's only $14, but it's the principle that counts. It's not the dollar amount, right? And I'm going to give it to these fellas, the one that's holding the camera, and to him, and these Dixie cups, okay, right? And they can share it when it's more convenient, right? And and it's all good because really, how can you have 21 bank statements coming to your location registered for the nonprofit for 2 years, right? They give you interest on $74, 1 cent a month, every month, faithfully. You don't put no money into those accounts. They go dormant. You phone them up, they tell you, no, you don't make $300,000 a year. The system has changed. And then, you phone up and you say, well, I want to speak to the CEO. Next thing you know, they reinstate the bank accounts. So we're back in business. Us little people are back in business. And that's what this is about. It's a celebration.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. And this is what we're celebrating. It doesn't seem like much right now, people. Right now, it doesn't seem like much. But it means something. Really, who has access to 21 bank statements that can represent change within a system? That's the key word. Within the system. Well, you guys do too. You do too. Share the wealth. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're done?
Cool.
You want to say anything?
No.
It is cool.
I'm camera.
Okay.
Okay, members and friends, I'm back home from our little celebration there. I was cracking jokes with my dad, like seriously. I said to my dad, he's my stepdad, right? He's not my real dad, he's my stepdad. We call him Uncle John normally, right? Well, that's what the kids call him, right? But anyway, I was telling my stepdad, right, that, this like, whew, on one hand, I just want to wash my hands of everything when it comes to nonprofit because it's so much work. And it's taking too long, people, to get to where, I feel it should be, and then I can release myself of it, and it can just do what it's meant to do, right? And we haven't gotten there yet. And then, every now and then I get chopped off at the knees. Now I have to take some responsibility for what happened with HSBC Bank because, I did not do no deposits for a very long time. And it was just for the simple fact is, one, I wasn't collecting members' dues, I wasn't soliciting funds in the community, and that kind of stuff, and it just requires more work, and we know the story around that one, right? So it's my fault in part for not keeping up with the system, because that's what shut down those accounts was the system. Okay. The system is designed, the banking system is designed, to do whatever it does. And After a while, if you don't pay your bill, well, they either come after you or they shut off the services. In this case, I wasn't making any deposits, and because I wasn't getting any information in the mail with the bank statements, I was assuming that those accounts were fine. And because I was in a whirlwind with my life, with my grandson, and and MCFD and foster care, and my daughter crashing, and my other kids not doing well at that point, and my dad's wife going into long care facility, and just the whole 9 yards, and piping problems in the house, and putting a couple dollars in a bank account wasn't really on the agenda. But it's all fixed now, and I was praying to the good Lord that everything will work itself out. The lady called me back today. She told me that it's all worked out. They've got upper management. They tweaked their system. It's an exception in light of what the nonprofit stands and represents. And even though they're not making any money on these accounts, people, let me explain something to you. HSBC sends these accounts faithfully every month. They do not charge anything for these bank accounts, okay? That's our paper trail. But they also give us interest on individual accounts, even if the dollar amount is low, like $74. You still get that 1 cent. So, that's very, very good. The only time that they'll charge service charges is if we start cutting checks. When I order checks, that's when they start making their money. But we're not at that point yet. I've never ordered checks on them. At one point, I deposit money, deposit money, and then in 2005 or whatever it was, when it came out to kind of give out that money to organizations that were legit, I just went to the bank, did an automatic withdrawal through the teller, and even then, no service fees. So up to date, since 2012, I cannot honestly say that HSBC has charged any service fees for this poor nonprofit. So that's amazing. And what's even more amazing is that they know I'm struggling with it, but they're allowing it to continue at their expense in the hope of that the community will step up to the plate sooner than later. And this is what, I have this conversation, right? I'm trying to explain to her that, and she asked me today, well, which one do you want activated? I said, all of them. They all have to be activated. You can't just activate one and leave 20 dormant. You have to activate all 21 because they all work with each other in correlation, right? To chip away at those multiple social problems that we have in our community. While at the end of the day, 5% on the dollar, wherever it's coming in, is slowly but surely building up that universal school meal program. Okay, so in my mind, that deserves a celebration because we're still on that track. We haven't been, sure, we're going to go off for a minute, but we're back on and we're just chugging along. We're not at high steam. We're not at fast forward. We're not going backwards. We're just chugging along. So we're back on the track, just chugging along. But here's the thing. I go out to the camp because my little grandson at daycare, right? Taking him out there once in a while is okay. Connect with the people. That's okay, right? I mean, these people you can run into your local convenience store, or, they're everywhere. They're your neighbors, right? I mean, I know some of these people, right, for a long time. And so anyway, some of these videos that I've been doing, now I don't know if there's any truth to this. I'm going to have to go on the internet and do some research. But apparently some media outlet has been creeping my YouTube videos, creeping people, trolling it, right? And picking out little blips and blurbs that they can sensationalize, make it like a over exaggerate, or just to get the viewer to read, oh my God, right? And apparently, or I don't know, like they word for word something that was said on my video, the media came in and did a little news story, and now some of these people, I don't know how many, but I'm starting to be dubbed as a little bit of a shit disturber within the homeless camp because I'm trying to expose the reality of what they're struggling with, in real time, right? And stand up for human rights, because this is basically what it boils down to, is human rights. And God forbid, I don't want my grandson out there when he turns 19. I don't want my daughter out there. I don't want to end up out there. I don't want my children out there. So why would I want anybody else out there? And I was a homeless youth, so I know what it feels like to be out there. So irregardless, if there's truth to the media creeping my YouTube videos. And when I was talking to this woman in a tent, I said, well, I don't know how that's possible because I don't get a lot of views, first of all, right? And, you know, I mean, like, what's the article, right? She couldn't tell me the article. She just said that whoever this person was upset at me for having a conversation with somebody else, and if it wasn't this is Rumorville or something, I don't know what the hell's going on, but if it wasn't the news media writing down word for word whatever they picked up off my video, they got MCFD now running around out in the homeless camp, you know, approaching these totally disenfranchised parents and refusing visitation rights because they're homeless. Well, isn't that like a 180-degree freaking turn when my daughter became homeless? Like, what is it with homelessness and parents and not being able to see their kids? What goes on in America? You've got whole families running around out there, 10,000 deep in New York City, showing up at these shelters because they're homeless with their kids. Okay? Let's keep things in perspective here. Now, I said, well, maybe there's somebody else out here doing videos. I don't know. I just know that, you know, I work on a nonprofit, and I'm here today to crack open a bottle of champagne and celebrate that the little people, us little people, right, the ones that are most disenfranchised, still have a chance to change the system, to work with the system, to be a part of the system versus being the byproduct of it. Okay? Because right now, with the mud, you'll see it. You'll see it. They're in a soup of mud. I thought I had it bad in my greenhouse for 2 days working in that mud. These people are living in that mud. Okay? And it's gloomy out there. And it's cold. Trust me, it's cold. I was out there. So anytime you can bring in a little sunshine or a little bit of hope or a little bit of dreamy land, well, let's dream that we can make $1 billion. I mean, what's wrong with that? That's a good dream. Let's start with the 1 million and then go for $1 billion. You know, if people can feel like there's an escape route to get out of that rut that they're in with that, you know, living in between the moats of the running water of the mud, right? Because somebody actually takes the time to go out there and do videos and bring to the attention that our local politicians aren't necessarily sincere about everything that they say, and I'm not afraid to say that, right? And over a course of time, I don't know how I'm going to approach the problem. I just know that we're dealing with some human rights here that need to be addressed somewhere. So I'm going to leave it at that, okay? And I'm going to go look for that article and see what's going on, because you know, they can't be using my videos to take children away from disenfranchised parents. I mean, that's just not feasible. That's crooked, you know? Because what they're trying to do is turn the homeless against me. You know, conquer and divide. If there's truth to this, where they're using my videos to come in there and say you can't see your child because your voice or your name popped up. Like, again, I don't know who this woman is. You know, I think I can find the video, but I don't know. I didn't see her face. She was in the tent. So if social worker's sitting there watching my videos, so she can come back and say, well, so-and-so, you can't see your kid because your name was called on a video with some crazy lady that wears a Mayor X hat trying to expose the corruption in our society, and we don't want the truth to get out. That's what it is. So we're going to take your kid away from you even more and prevent you from seeing your child, and we're going to blame it on that crazy lady so that you get mad at her so you can shut her up. Is that what it is? Try and shut me up? Cut me off of welfare, kick me out in the streets, shut me up. Take my grandson, kick my daughter out in the streets, shut me up. Run me out in the freaking snow in the middle of 50 below weather with 5 feet worth of snow when I was living at that apartment building just because you could do it to shut me up? Have me move into some little grow-up with their little fourplex where the city covered it up so they can shut me up? Well, my family is freezing in 50 below weather in October, waiting for the officials to do the right thing. There's a cost to this, people. Hey? Well, what's coming my way? Next.
Say me something.
Homeless people now saying shut up. If you don't shut up, well, that's it. Come on, think about it. Don't let the people, don't let these people, this rumorville, whatever it is, conquer and divide us. This is not the time. It was a celebration today. We got a really good break today. I'm telling you, HSBC is a good bank. Okay, people, I found something that was just posted recently. Danny says he wishes the city would come down and actually talk to people, bounce ideas off each other. There's a lot of smart people down here. There's a lot of reasons people end up here. Isn't that what I've been saying? Like, you know, where are the politicians? Why are they not out there talking? Why are they not touching base with these people? But this is a very, very long article here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this when as a link to this video. And I'm going to continue looking for the one that I'm supposedly supposed to be a troublemaker with. Hold on. Okay, members and friends, I'm on here trying to find this article. This is like the Now or something, BC Local News. Well, I thought I was on the Now, maybe I'm not. But, Surrey Leader there, I didn't see anything that would relate to me. And, you know, the chances of social workers creeping my, I didn't really get back up on the bandwagon with the homeless people up until the Ebola. We can thank President Obama for that one, because that's what I wanted to talk about more than anything else. Could Ebola be in Surrey? Well, it turns out they're shipping everybody here now, as it is. Back at the camp, you know, this one here, there's not that many. There's me talking about what was going on with this conversation, right? And then there's this one. I popped in, just touch base, right? And then I did a couple at the fast food restaurant. And then I reiterated what I came across that night when I was with my daughter. And then I did another interview, right? And then I did a Ground Zero collection box. You can see that one. And then talked about the non-profit, and that's why I went back today, was to do a little celebration. Did this one. So the only one that might be suspect would be this one. Where are we? Where's my mouse? There it is. Might be this one. It's only 12 minutes and 22 seconds long. If you notice, it only has 27 views. So, you know, where's this conquer and divide stuff coming in from? Because if they're trying to use a video that only has 27 views on it to go in there and upset people so they get mad at me and don't want to participate because they're afraid they're going to be punished even more than they're already being punished, or they just happen to be there at the wrong time at the, I mean, I don't even know who this individual is, really. I don't know. So all this rumorville, right? Like, I don't get a lot of views, people. I do sometimes. It depends. I got a lot, they have to be up for a while, and it depends the subject, right? It depends on the subject, right? And I get a lot of censorship, too. Don't forget. Right? People try to censor my stuff out all the time. Like this one here. Psychological warfare, gang stalking, Ministry of Tears. 633. Right? That one obviously got a lot. Here's one for 187. Social worker putting a hit on my family. That's when they geeked up Dad in jail. Got them all worked up. I already had troubles with him. Custody hearing, 194. This is real stuff that affects real people. Here's another one. Downtown Eastside Women's Center, 618. So they come in, they trickle in, right? I get over 100 views a day. Everybody's not watching everything, but they're not watching the full videos, because I do oftentimes very large, long videos. And I guess they, it's like this lady was, you're talking in circles. She was asking me questions. I was trying to answer the question, and she was just being rude to me, and then tried to accuse me of something that really I had nothing to do with. It's like my daughter saying it's my fault because she can't get Andre back. Well, my daughter has to take some responsibility, right? At some point, sooner or later, we all do, right?